and welcome back to the Bevo Tech Pack on the FTOG public server. In the last episode, we went to the moon and back again to collect the schematics for the Tier 2 rocket so we can get to Mars. Well, it's all crafted up, and in this episode, we're gonna head off to Mars. And we're going to do some terraforming and setting up a spawn area. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to watch the takeoff of someone getting to Mars and setting up the first basics on there. So, join me and let's see how we go. So, here's the launch pad and the rocket in place. We're going to send the astronaut into space and get them started on the Mars mission. So, bid them farewell as they prepare for their trip. Okay, so I've got word that they've made it up there and they've set something up. So let's just double check we've got everything we need. So let's have a look. So we've got the padding helmet, the padding chest plate, the padding leggings, and the padding boots. You go to Mars without these, you're gonna have some problems because it's very cold up there, and of course you do need your thermal underwear to keep going. Got our armor to protect ourselves from stuff. Oh, this. Cool. Got some oxygen. Got the oxygen gears to connect that up to the oxygen mask. We got a parachute, and I can't seem to find my sonar thing, so we won't be able to hear anything up there. But we can always find that later on. So let's have a go. So, dialing device. We need to find Mars. Dial once. What did that say?
Welcome to Mars. Welcome to Mars. There's an elevator next to you there.
I've been given a gift of cobblestone.
Yeah. There's an elevator next to you if you want to go out.
Frequency module. That's what I was after. So let's go have a look up here. Well, it's night time, and it looks more probably brown than I thought. I'd say that's probably the fact it's night time than anything else. Okay, so we've got the basic building here temporary little area so we keep our stuff safe and we don't get killed by monsters when we spawn in. Not a lot really here, just a transmitter and receiver. What we're probably going to do is, this area here looks quite interesting for building a little spawn type area. So probably what I'm going to do is jump into a time lapse. It's a little worrying. Jump into a time lapse and we'll start and show you the build. So enjoy. So, as you see, we built up the spawn area here. It's a Mars design. Hopefully once we put in the greenery, it should look really quite cool and stand out. I think it came out quite well just by itself, but I'm hoping that it will look even cooler once we've actually got some actual technological experiments going on, which is what you come to Mars to do. So this, of course, is the outside, and we'll have a bit of a tour in the inside. So as you can see, you walk through the passageways here, and we've got two passageways, both coming in, and we can go up the lift area here. We've got another room here, and then you've got a bit of an observatory up here where you can actually go out, you can look at the beauty that is Mars. Which I must say, from out here, it does look really awesome. And you can even go one further up if you need to get out and have a look. Got the aerials around the sides here, so they can communicate with any of the external things that might be going on. And of course, it is an FTOG server, so we can't have a base with an F. I don't really have enough room to put a T and an O and a G, but we've got the F and nothing else. There is one other thing we need to put in. In order to make it a bit more safer for people to get into, we do need to make it so it's sealed from air. And in my hand here, I have some airlock frames, which we'll put probably about here. So we'll take these guys out. Place the frame like that. One over there, there, there. We will place that there. So it makes a complete, has to make a complete square rectangle thing. And of course you've got the airlock controller, which does all the work. So if we go into here, right, if you right click on the controller, you've got various different options. So you can have it opens a redstone signal, so you can put a lever or a button on it, so it opens then. Probably in this case, we're just going to use players within 1 meter, and then you can see it closes, and it says airlock closed. You can change how much it is, so we're going to put probably about 2 meters. And you can limit it to certain players. So we could go into here, we can say nzHook. Oops, nzHook. And now it'll only open if I walk near it, or if someone presses a button. But of course we're not going to do that, we're just going to take that piece out. You can also invert it, so when you're standing near it, it will actually close, and when you're walking away, it will open. And you've also got the horizontal mode, which is if you've got a door going in a horizontal position, or your controller's in a horizontal position, you can make it open in that way. Otherwise, it's got to be at the top or the bottom. So we'll leave it like that, and if we walk this way now, you'll see it closes, and as we walk closer, it'll now actually open and close. So it's automatic, which will allow us to seal it quite easily. We're going to go over here, and in a good old-fashioned space station type area, you don't just have one airlock area, we need to have two, so that as you walk into one place, it'll drain the oxygen, and as you walk out of it, it'll refill. So we'll put the next one here, and once again, just the same thing again, just like that. One up there, go into here, players within 2 meters, and if I've done it correctly, it should auto close. There we go. Now if you don't put I probably should point out, if you don't have it completely sealed, so if we go into here and take this out, you'll note that it doesn't close. But when you click on here, it says it's closed. That is because, of course, it's not actually fully complete. So we put that back under there, and now, of course, it will close. It's a bit confusing because, of course, even here it says closed, but yeah. So we'll go into here. So we've got another thing we want to do, which is hiding around here somewhere. which is going to, as I said, put the trees in. We're going to convert this area into a bit more of an earth-like area by putting a terraformer down. So there's a terraformer. As you can see, it has a green area to show you the place that it's actually going. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to jump out and we can watch a terraform area. So as you can see, it's now been terraformed. Probably should have paid attention to the fact we didn't fill that in. It's created a bit of a dirt issue. I'll probably come along and fix some of this up later on, just so it goes back. It doesn't actually look like there's dirt halfway down where the stuff was. But it's quite a cool process because, of course, it places trees, places the water, and turns the area into grass. You saw of course, the green area is where it works in. Now what we'll go inside is you will also notice, actually if we go out, you will have noticed in the time lapse there is a block over here. This is the oxygen collector, and you can see the little particles going into it. This is collecting oxygen from the trees, which we can then use to fill up the tanks, as well as seal the room. So if we go into here, and this is why we have the airlocks, so that so the airlocks will open and keep the air in. If we go into here, you can see there's a sealer which says this room is sealed. We should have a look at the thermal control too. And you just give it power and some stuff, and it will seal our room for oxygen. So in theory, I can actually take off both of these, and I can breathe quite happily. The question is, however, I'm just going to put these back in because I want to test out. Because we've got the elevator blocks here, I have a feeling the room above here is not safe from that. So let's do that, and then that. Yep. Okay, so it doesn't do it. So we're going to have to find a way of pumping air into here. Not quite sure how to do that. I might do it off camera and come back and see what happens. And it'll be the same up here as well. We need to get some air up here, otherwise you're going to have the oxygen tanks in. And it would be rather silly, because the idea is you can walk into the airlocks and you will be safe. Although I suppose one of the options we could do, we can make a hole here. Just don't fall on it. And then of course we go down to here. Is it big enough? Do we have enough area? Is too big / unsealed? Okay, so obviously we're going to have to have multiple sealers per room, it looks like. But that's not a problem. Let's put these guys back, because they're not big rooms, and we can just put a sealer in each room with some pipes going up to keep it all safe. So we'll go off and craft some of those up and come back when that's done. Okay, so we now have a sealed room here. We have a sealed room. It takes a while to check the status, but it is sealed. And we also have a sealed room up here as well. It's not thermal protected, so you will need to still wear your thermal gear. And I can test to make sure everything's working. We'll go into here and we'll do the most stupidest thing you can do on Mars and take away our oxygen. So I can run around here, no worries. Go up a level, run around here, no worries. And we can have a look outside and see what's going on out here. See that big meteor coming towards us. So yeah, no, that's not a bad view. And yeah, so there is no oxygen, and just to prove that it is actually thing. So as you can see, for a second there it did tell me I was at oxygen. I'm not going to stay around too long without oxygen. But I think this will probably end the episode here. There is one last thing that we probably need to do before I sign the episode off, however. Go down here. And this is the meta receiver for Mars. I'm going to go public Mars. So, you are free to come have a look. Just click on the public Mars down here. There it is there. And you'll be teleported here. Of course, this is community property, but do not break things. There may be some things that are changed after I end the episode, because we'll probably get rid of these here because there's storage for the Terraforma. And of course, we won't need any of that anymore. The airlock should work for you, and of course, you can go up and down. Do remember, of course, to bring your thermal underwear. If you don't, you're gonna freeze to death. So, hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. I'm going to end it here though. If you have enjoyed the episode, do hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and want to see more of this content in the future, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or anything else that might be of relevance, leave a comment down below. But otherwise, have a great day, and see ya!